AITAH for marrying a man 25 years older than me with 2 kids. My story is long, but please give me your honest advice. I met this guy, 20 plus age gab, online 2 years ago and we got married later. Before marriage, he visited me several times in my country. I couldn't visit him because of visa issues. He is a good man. I noticed several things when he visited me, like I didn't understand his sense of humor sometimes. Sometimes he could be hyperactive and get moody. The sex, OMG, it was too much. I loved sex before him, but with him it was too much and unromantic. I couldn't feel any sentiments in the sex. It was just pure hard sex. And I subsequently got chronic yeast infections and cuts till today due to frictions, but we still have sex with that even till date. I later discovered the sex was not out of attraction towards me, but to help him release stress and calm him down. We could have sex 2 times a day, and the next morning I see him masturbating. On the day of wedding during the reception, he became a little bit angry because I told him the wine drinking is enough, that the guests say have had more than enough drinks. He angrily said he loves to entertain his guests. It didn't seem like anything to me, I just saw it as a cultural thing. I was so happy the day of our wedding, that the same day at the reception hotel, I started calling him my husband to the staff of the hotel. The morning after our wedding, we woke up late and he was mad at the hotel guests not bringing breakfast on time. I was like, wow, maybe he will like to bring me breakfast in bed, like what happens in movies, etc. But to my greatest surprise, it was for him. It was because he was hungry. And he even said to the reception on phone, if you can't understand my accent, my friend, me, here can speak your language. I burst into tears when I heard him calling me his friend, thinking of how I called him my husband the day before. Anyway, he also told me he had AIDS, so I guessed all his weird behaviors were from that, and I didn't mind because I love him. And I also thought there were cultural differences which I will learn with time. Few months later I moved to his country. I was so happy to start a new life full of love. Little did I know, so I started learning his language. Till date I don't have a job yet because I am still studying his language. I just get unemployment grants from the government, which I use to help contribute at home, and I do the chores and cook. He has 2 kids, 18 and 20, and I don't have any. I wish to have, but he is giving me silly reasons like, he doesn't want my only title to be a mother of a child. I told him, if you're saying that because I don't have a job yet, I'll look for a job and then we start a family. He said no, that's not the reason, and I know it's not. He doesn't have financial problems. Sometimes I feel he is scared of his kids or something. At the beginning, the youngest came home every other week as agreed during his divorce with ex. When she came, she didn't do any chores, sometimes didn't remove her plate from the table. I told him and he said she is considered as a guest since she is here only for 5 days every other week. I said, that's not fair. She eats the food I cook, and when the 5 days are over she leaves her dirty clothes behind and comes back another week and finds them washed. I told him we can't work like that. Few months later, less than a year of marriage, his 2 kids moved into our 1-room apartment. The adult, 20, and the youngest, 18, the youngest saying she had issues with her mother and her mother sent her away, and then he brought her home, and the oldest, because she dropped out from school, decided to live on her own, lost her job, threatened to commit suicide, and her dad went and took her and brought her home. All these without informing me. I know it's not my house, since we signed a prenup, but as his wife I felt like he is supposed to discuss this with me before making decisions. Since they moved in, life has been terrible. We have no communication, no intimacy, no privacy, they don't follow rules, their house is so nasty, they are so disrespectful, silent disrespect. They sing aloud, talk aloud knowing that the apartment is small and I am sleeping. I don't cook for them anymore or do their chores. I have decided, for my own sanity and peace of mind, I will stop. I only cook for my husband and I. But he always calls them to come and eat. When I am cooking they don't come and help. They are the first to come to the table when food is ready. Sometimes I hate coming back home. I am always in a bad mood, and these days I and my husband are always arguing. I don't know what to do. His adult child doesn't seem like she could move out soon. Because she is lazy and has a mental illness. I feel like they find pleasure destroying our marriage. I wish I could get a job so I could separate and look for my own place. But I can't. I just have to support all this. Please advise me.